Hold on. Do you believe that?
Up Nation. Hopefully we get some Cornhusker fans in here. Fire in the corn, fire in the corn, fire in the corn. It's about time we had somebody else, another program to freak out about, stir things up a little bit. Everybody loves doing that with us. This is my time. This is my time. This is what I've been waiting for. Mike, what is going on? Hey, let me take care of this camera a little bit. Hopefully it looks a little bit better there. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. We got a lot to talk about, but of course, before I get started on this Nebraska stuff, I saw that Brett Yormark has extended the college basketball Big 12 tournament to be held in Kansas City for like the next 8 years. And there's a division that's happening right now on Twitter where a lot of the former Pac-12 schools are like, why aren't we doing this thing in Vegas? And all these people that live in Iowa and Kansas, they're like, attendance isn't as good. Kansas City's awesome. You can't just come in here and demand things. Okay, come on, man. Give me a break. Do you guys not like to find an excuse to go to Vegas? What the hell is wrong with all of you? Who cares? Who cares that a lot of people go in Kansas City? I don't care. Vegas is the place to be. It's the place to have fun. Man, you can see who all hates. Who all hates just having fun. Because they're like, keep it in Kansas City. What's wrong with you? Vegas hard pass. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Okay? All right. But hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We're going to dive into this. Again, about time we had another program to freak out about, right? Isn't this awesome? OSU? What are you talking about, OSU? Ohio State or Oklahoma State? Y'all got to let me know. What's up, All Access Sports Media? K Vizzy in the house. Boom Shakalaka and Eric Morris. Good to see you, man. There's turmoil in Lincoln. Yes, let's go ahead and get to it. Guys, this is kind of weird stuff, okay? So, I'll share my screen, but I want you guys to know, this athletic director, Trev Alberts, dude, this man signed like an 8-year contract extension, if I remember correctly, in November. If college athletics is not the most cutthroat, backstabbing, industry right now, man, I don't know what is. I don't know what is, because there are no loyal. This man is an alum of the University of Nebraska. The man played for Nebraska, if I remember correctly. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this guy suited up in red for the Nebraska Cornhuskers when he was in college. And this guy, after signing an 8-year contract extension, Pete Thamel is saying that it's expected that Texas A&M is going to hire Trev Alberts. This guy was already, ruler of Husk Nation saying this. This guy was already a top 10 AD. He was, I think, one of the highest paid in the Big Ten. And this would put him maybe he was already top in the Big Ten, but per sources, Trev Alberts' expected deal with Texas A&M will be a 5-year deal that puts him near the top of the SEC and among the top 10 athletic directors nationally. I think he was making about $2 million at Nebraska with this extension. And you wonder, what is going on in Nebraska? Fire in the corn. Is it the glyphosate? What are you guys spraying on the crops that's having people flood out of here? Schools that they love. And this is really weird to me. And maybe you guys, maybe that follow college sports a little bit more closely than I do, can help me understand this. Trev Alberts is going to a program in A&M, which y'all know I hate Texas A&M almost as much as Nebraska. I mean, cornier fans than the Cornhusker fans themselves, Texas A&M. Like, no doubt. Most toxic fan base, Texas A&M. More than Nebraska, okay? But this guy is going to Texas A&M when they've already hired a coach, Mike Elko, that he didn't have any say in. I find that kind of weird. I didn't realize that when Ross York left Texas A&M for Ohio State, that they never filled that athletic director hire before they hired Mike Elko. Isn't that kind of interesting? And so I got a lot of questions here. It's like Nebraska is also looking to hire a university president. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of uncertainty. It seems like this whole thing is kind of on shaky ground. So you wonder what's going on a little bit, but they're still looking for a president. They have an interim president. They commented and said, hey, Trev Alberts hasn't informed us of anything. But you see these reports from Pete Thamel saying that it's expected that he's going to go. And he's leaving, again, his alma mater for a Texas A&M job. One, I don't know if he has a connection with Mike Elko, but it seems like with what I've looked into right now, people don't really understand the connection, if there is one, between Trev Alberts and Texas A&M, unless it's just that oil money. And yeah, you got to wonder what happens now with Matt Rhule when his guy that hired him, Trev Alberts, somebody that believed in him, is out. Does this Mike Elko thing work? I mean, we'll see. I think Mike Elko is a pretty good coach. He has that history of Texas A&M, but I think Matt Rhule is a better coach than Mike Elko, wouldn't you say? Or maybe I'm just a little crazy. You wonder, is Matt Rhule going to stick around? A lot of stuff that we hear with Coach Prime all the time. Is he really going to stick around? You know, all that stuff, man. Is maybe we start getting that narrative out, Buffs fans. You know, I don't think Matt Rhule's going to be here in another year or so. So I think Dylan Raiola, man, you just need to go ahead and jump in that portal after this year, man. Succeed Shador, man. Come over here. Come over. You know, but behind enemy lines, so to speak, to the greener pastures. It's much more beautiful out here. Come on now. So I'll get to some of your comments, but I thought like this was kind of interesting. Dude, yes, the AD is absolutely savage. Alma mater. He's just going to leave when he was already being paid, man. There is no loyalty in college athletics. None. That's why, guys, I'm not trying to spin this, have you guys freak out about Colorado, but I just want to say this, you know, like nothing ever lasts forever, okay? So, I mean, I want Coach Prime to stay here for a real long time, okay? But I know that there's going to be a day that comes where he's not coach here, whether that's soon, whether that's later, okay? You're not going to find any sour grapes from me. I'm loving this whole thing. Just appreciate the era that you're in, because you have no idea when things could flip on a dime, especially in college sports. It's business. It is what it is. Crazy after signing a long-term extension like that. Matt Rhule might be on a short leash when a new AD comes in. Yes. And I wonder what the hell is going on at Texas A&M, because, again, you're hiring Mike Elko, and then you're bringing in an athletic director. Who's going to have the more power here, you know? And I know outside of the money, well, I'm going to ask you guys this. Outside of the money, what is so attractive about Texas A&M, man? They got a cult-like fan base. It's in the middle of podunk nowhere in Texas. The weather sucks. Yeah, sure, it's close to Houston. Who wants to go to Houston? Who wants to hang out in Houston? Austin's close, I guess, but Austin, bad traffic. The tolls everywhere in Texas. Okay? It's not exactly the place that everybody would want to live. College Station, Texas, man. It's a weird place. Their fans are weird. They don't have cheerleaders. They got, as Rawhide would say, they got the milkmen. But their fans think they're the University of Texas. Their fans put you on this expectation that you guys should be like the University of Alabama or Georgia, being in national championship contention every year. Have they won a national championship in football, before like the past like 100 years or so? It must be close. I'm looking this up right now. Okay. The Texas A&M Aggies have won 3 national championships in their existence so far. 1919, 1927, and 1930. Guys, the last time they won a national championship, Hitler was alive. Like they're irrelevant. That is crazy. Man, what's going on, y'all? But yeah, you got to wonder how Matt Rhule's feeling about this, man. Maybe he uses this opportunity to leverage some more power at the university. We'll just have to see. But man, I've always told Mike, our honorary, Cornhusker member of David Talks Buffs, that y'all can't run Matt Rhule off. He's the best coach that y'all have had in quite a while, and this doesn't help. So, Carolina, you're getting it. This is called satire. To an extent, you're getting it. You're tracking with me. Good job. So let me get this straight. Y'all cry and complain when somebody talked down on Colorado, but it's cool for y'all to do it to other teams, huh? Somebody help me on it. I think you understand. You spelled it out there very clearly for yourself. That's exactly it. That's exactly the game. This is not rocket science. You're spelling it out right there. Do I think this is interesting? Yes. Am I making it a bigger deal because I think it's hilarious to do so? Yes. Yes. What do you expect? This is David Talks Buffs. This is David Talks Buffs. So when I see the enemy limping over there in Cornland, I'm gonna get on here and torch that corn, baby. Of course, I'm gonna make a big deal out of it. A good fan would do that. I'm not a good fan if I'm not fanning the flame. Yeah. Yeah, we got to burn the corn, man. But come on, man. Texas A&M, man, they suck too. They suck too. Yell leaders. Y'all ain't familiar with them? Man, they're the weirdest. They're eclectic, man. I mean, you really want to go to a school? I mean, come on, man. Like, what? What? No. Adidas would sponsor them. Adidas would sponsor the Aggies, right? Yikes. But yeah, I mean, it's just not everybody's cup of tea. I don't understand why everybody's like Texas A&M, Texas A&M. What somebody should look going to Texas A&M. Cool. I just want to know well, I kind of am trolling, Carolina boy. But yeah, like hopefully this is an opportunity that Colorado and our fans, like we got a big fan base going. How some of that negative recruiting happened with, we theorize with some of our decommits that we've had happen over the past year. And this is our opportunity now to shine, guys. This is our opportunity now. We need to create that narrative. I don't think Matt Rhule's going to be around too much longer. If Trev Alberts is going to leave, man, I think you need to start looking at Colorado, because I think Coach Prime's in this thing for the long haul, man. Why would you want to go out way into the middle of nowhere, especially when you have no idea where that football program's going to be in a year, guys? We can totally start spreading this sort of narrative, because I thought Nebraska did a really good job recruiting this year. They got a lot of guys that I would love to have on this CU Buffs roster. I mean, no doubt. Like this is our time to shine. What is going on in Lincoln? What is going on in Lincoln? Guys, it's got to be more than just one or two of us. This has to be a collective effort. We need to sow doubt. We need to create dissension, and hopefully we can get some of those guys to come out here to Boulder, just a few hours down the road. Not too far away, like 6 hours, 8 hours, something like that. Not too crazy. Eric Morris, David, speaking of ADs, has Rick George said he would retire? I have to believe that whoever would be the next Colorado AD understands Coach Prime is the face of the university. I think no doubt. But I haven't seen that about Rick George saying that he retired. I still feel like he's got a lot of, a lot of time to go with this whole thing. I think he wants to see this thing through. Yeah. But I would hope so. Brady B. I can't wait to be in Lincoln September 7th. Yes. That's going to be so much fun. And it's going to be even more fun, man, if some of these dirty details start to come out about how dysfunctional the university is. Because, again, when you can see they're firing guys left and right all the time, very little stability. Now, the one guy that has helped them kind of find their footing, Trev Alberts, I mean, this guy is overseeing the whole Memorial Stadium renovation that's kicking off soon. He is kind of restored or brought the basketball programs to some of their greatest prominence. The volleyball, is on a national scale, national level right now. I think they made the final, if I remember correctly, for the national championship. He's done a great job. And now you got to get that guy saying, you know what, I'm out of here. I would rather be around a bunch of Colt members, weird people, weird Aggies. I'd rather just take that money and be there. You're absolutely right. I mean, guys, people change money for or people change jobs for all sorts of money. You're absolutely right. I'm the same way. But I again, just want to remind you guys, there's no loyalty in this industry. Okay. I think sometimes we prop these people up on a pedestal to have different priorities than ourselves if we were in that situation, right? It's a great example, man. You're going to take where you can find the raise, because the raise usually speaks to, we appreciate you more than these other guys. We value you more than these other guys, right? So it's just a shame. It's just a shame that Nebraska doesn't value their own guys, right? Where you're able to get picked off, not by a rival school or anything like that, but random ass Texas A&M. Wow. It's crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff. With Coach Prime, yeah, that's the thing, man. We got mountains. Not a lot of schools got mountains. Exactly. It is time to put this pro-Colorado propaganda machine to work. And I'm not just talking about, we need to shift focus. Instead of just saying that everybody has elite potential on this roster, which I would love, but I don't believe that, let's start spinning this propaganda machine to negatively recruit what's going on. Now, Coach Prime says we don't negatively recruit. I'm glad I'm not on the staff, because I'm all about negative recruit. Why the hell would you want to go to Lincoln, Nebraska, when you can live out here in Boulder just a few hours down the road? We got a more stable athletic department. We got a head coach, that's in here for the long haul. This is the type of work that we need to be doing, guys. Is we're so focused on all the guys on our team, hyping them up. What we need to do is hype down the other teams. Sow dissent, sow a lot of doubt, fear, and anxiety that these kids are going to be ruining their lives going to these other schools. That is what we need to be doing. And this is a great situation in which we can get this propaganda machine going. Okay? Just let a couple of those corn-fed boys up front waddle on down. Yes. That's what we need. They got a lot of good linemen, guys. They got a lot of good linemen. Did you see how big that big ass number 0 was on their defensive line last year, man? That guy's insane. They got a handful of big guys like that, man. Let's activate Buff Nation on Twitter. Let's partner. I never thought I'd say this, but we can partner with the Russians, and we can start our propaganda, machine, going after programs like Nebraska, their recruits, their commits, sowing doubt, sowing fear, sowing anxiety, really instill in these kids that they're absolutely throwing away their future going out to a place like Lincoln, Nebraska, right? This is the way. This is the way. Let's stop talking about, because we all know this is kind of bullshit, okay? If you want true NIL, you come out here to Colorado, because no one cares about that, man. No one cares. People just want money, however they're going to get it. I'll take the easiest money, however I can get it. We got a lot better of an NIL and collective program than we did 2 years ago, but we still have a long ways to go. How we can continue to help ourselves is by also making these kids feel like they're ruining their lives going to other schools. That's what I'm talking about. East Coast Kev, appreciate the love. He says, you're trolling, Dave. You'd be trolling if you were on channels that support Nebraska and kept talking trash. I need to find a good Nebraska channel to link up with. Cameron Parker does a Broncos podcast. I said, bro, are you going to start a Nebraska podcast? He said, I don't have time for it, but I've thought about it. Killed me. I want Mike to start one. But we need some funny Nebraska Cornhuskers fans. Like sometimes what I've seen, what goes on sometimes with a lot of these Nebraska fans is that they live in the middle of nowhere. They're miserable. The weather sucks out there. They're dealing with tornadoes. They're drinking all the glyphosate chemicals that are in the, that they're spraying the corn. It's in the water streams, everything like that. So they're not in good moods because they're poisoning themselves. That they don't take life. Or they take life a little too seriously and a little angry, that type of thing, man. We need some Cornhusker fans that are funny here on YouTube, I've wanted to do this video for a while, if you couldn't tell. I was just waiting for some news. Just waiting for some drama. David, what game are you looking forward to? Colorado State or Nebraska? Looking forward to beating both of them like a drum. Oh man, this is really great, but definitely the Nebraska game means more to me than little brother Colorado State. That will just be business as usual. We will not be overlooking them this time around. We will be going in there to, whoop that ass. I think that the Nebraska-Colorado game is going to be very, very close. I think it's going to be a very good game. And unlike Colorado State, Nebraska has like a real home field advantage. Like that's a tough place to play in, man. We're going to overtake Fort Collins, man. No issue, man. There's, Rams fans, they just don't get up for that type of stuff. So yeah, like being at Nebraska, I'm hoping that it's another instant classic, just like we saw in 2018 and 2019 when we had this home and home series start again. So I hope that this is something that we can look to schedule pretty often. Maybe not every season, but 2 out of 4 years, always have this home and home going on. Like I would love it. Ideally, I would love to have this thing every year, but I know that that's probably not realistic. Oh, just trying to lead this Colorado propaganda machine in the right way. Dude, is there ever anything to do in Lincoln, Nebraska? Just like rob vape stores. That's like pretty much it, right? You saw that player transfer in last year. Wasn't he like a former 4-star guy and he robbed that vape store? Like, guys, you're going to find way more entertaining things to do, than rob. Man. But Stevie Davies, see, you're onto this. To be honest, we should play the game these other teams do against CU. Yes. Yes. And I just want to say it, man. I know I say a lot of things that aren't exactly, if I worked for the university or a professional sports media outlet, I couldn't say this, but it's like, man, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. We should have been trying to steal signs, no doubt. We played like a team that wasn't on steroids last year. We had no roid rage. We had no toughness, none of that, and of negative recruiting. Just going to say it. Hey, appreciate the love, Sir Ken. Will Compton is Mr. Nebraska. Yeah, I wonder how he's feeling about this. I'm gonna have to check that out. Oh, damn, Brady. My condolences. My son told me he wanted to go to school at Nebraska. So I no longer have a son. He lives with his mom. Dang. Man, my condolences. Not to pry, but did you marry somebody from Nebraska or previously married to somebody from Nebraska? Shame. Strive for greatness. Exactly. But yeah, we better win. I don't think we put up 50 to 60 points in like half our games this year, but if there's one game in which I'm hoping that we run the score up, it is CSU. Oh, you're trolling. See, just like I'm trolling. Hey, he was a 5-star tight end. Committed to LSU, transferred to Nebraska and turned into a cat burglar. Did he steal pets? Is that what he did? I thought he robbed a vape store. Something like that. Dang. Yeah, you made the right but difficult choice. No doubt, Brady, in your fake life. That's awesome. But yeah, guys, I'll go for a couple more minutes here, and then I got to get out. I keep asking y'all this: you want to see Savion Washington some film against Nebraska, or you want to see it against Colorado State? Because Colorado State had some good edge players, man. People don't realize that. They had more than just Kamara. They had a few guys that had pretty good performances throughout the whole season. But I know I've been needing to get to that film review, and yeah, man, like I love all this stuff, man. But we need to activate the propaganda machine. It is we are well overdue. We are well overdue to play this game. And by the way, I just wanted to throw this out there. What the hell is up with Nick Saban, man? This guy, not only is was he testifying in front of Congress or something? And of all the people to be chopping it up with next to him, Ted Cruz, really? Wow, Nick Saban. And I wonder how his former players, feel about him making that statement. Dude, bro, you have like a net worth of like well over $100 million because of these kids. And you're kind of out to say that you're just frustrated that kids want. What the hell is wrong with you, Nick Saban? What the hell is wrong with you? And don't act like you weren't part of what Alabama and these top schools have been doing for decades, paying players under the table. And because all schools could do it now, all schools can play that game, you started to get mad that you couldn't get every single 5-star you wanted because NIL and collectives have evened the playing field much better than they did with college football over the last 20, 30, 40 years. No doubt. Nick Saban, you big-ass hypocrite. Pissing me off. Like no backbone, just like Ted Cruz. Bodie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you. Any idea on who is in the lead to start center? Is it Walker Brown or someone else? Wonder who starts the spring game. I would say probably that Walker's in the lead for it. We'll see how Tyler Brown transitions. I think Yakiri Walker's, he's just, out of all the guys, he's played the most time at center. So that's where he has a leg up. But Tyler Brown is the biggest out of the three. And we'll see how he makes that transition. But funny enough, the one guy right now with the most Power 4 experience on the team at the center position is Hank Zielinskis, sophomore. So, yeah, it would not surprise me if he makes a leap, man. He's got the most Power 4 experience out of all of us, or out of all the guys in the room. But I would say Walker right now, just because he's older. more college football experience at that position. Yeah, Kamara, he ran a 4.5740. Yeah, that guy was a beast. He, I mean, he should be going early day 3 in the draft. Hopefully the Broncos can get him, right? Hopefully. Yeah, they had some good edges. Yeah, Brady thinks Zelenskis wins the center job. I like that. Adam Munstertiger has definitely not ruled him out. He was saying months ago how he feels like he's going to be in this race. And you really, I say this often, we didn't see any of our offensive linemen get better as the year went on. They all lost their confidence. I would say probably the one exception to that is Hank Zelenskis. I think that one, I think it was ridiculous for Bill O'Boyle to throw him out there at center when Jack Bailey had played center at Kent State against their big-time Power 5 out-of-conference opponents. Why the hell didn't you just slide Jack Bailey over? Instead, you're putting a true freshman that is not ready for that moment, like physically, in my opinion. But I mean, leave it to Bill O'Boyle to just make some dumbass decisions, right? And Hank Zelenskis had a rough game there. But we saw in Utah, but by the time the end of the year rolled around, he did a lot better, performed a lot better, looked a lot stronger, and credit to him for putting in the work. So hopefully he can make another jump, man, because we need a lot of that depth at the offensive line. You know, guys are going to get hurt, and ideally you don't skip a beat, right, when you go to the next guy available. Ready to go to DraftKings and bet on CU winning that national championship. I'll need to check on the odds if they're still around that plus 30,000. Throw 100,000 or throw not 100,000. Good Lord, throw $100 on that thing. $30,000. That's a nice little chunk of change if some of the craziness happens. Nebraska's athletic director, alum of the university, is reportedly leaving for Texas A&M after signing an 8-year extension in November. Crazy. All right, guys, I got to get to it. I got to get back to work. I'll be back later today. But yeah, y'all be sure to, if you're just tuning in, please be sure to go watch the beginning part of this stream. We need to kind of get on this collective, the Colorado propaganda machine, really make these other kids feel like they're throwing their careers away, going out to a place like Nebraska. Who knows if Matt Rhule is going to stick around next year? All this stuff. A&M can fire Mike Elko. He's on a cheap contract. They don't mind paying that at all. They can bring in Matt Rhule, all that. Who knows where Matt Rhule is going to be, especially with a new boss coming in. You don't want to go there. Linemen, all those corn-fed linemen, come out here. We need you guys. All right. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. I will be back later. And as always, Sco Buffs.